Shalom. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I got to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodash, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of great wisdom. Peace and salutation to you, Akim, when you're pushing the truth in love and sincerity and in charity. Okay, this is the brother Yashawan from the GMS Bahamas Camp. Back again with another quick lesson. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Okay, but this is something to think about. Okay, going into Isaiah 4 and 1. Okay. All right. This is Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Okay? So now, the scriptures say 7, which 7 is a representation of completion. Okay? Could range from however woman you want or however you want. Okay? It didn't mean a specific number. Alright? I mean, it didn't mean just 1, just 7. Okay? It's whatever completes you. Okay? So, like we normally say, when we get the kingdom, we would love to have 2,000 plus wives. Okay? That's just a number we throw them. Alright? So, when you really think about it, okay, how our women is today, alright, when you go up on the YouTube, the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok, okay, Facebook, majority of the time you see women, mainly the nigger woman, okay, you see a lot of them, a lot of Jacob, these shows them Gold Digger, and the guy who's go around asking women, basically rating them from 1 to 5, okay, and then they have another guy who asking women if they would date this kind of guy or that kind of guy or whatever have you. Okay, Shalom Ak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, Barakatah. Okay, so when you really look at it, all right, these women them mainly a lot of the women them over there in Babylon, okay, they would fall for anything, okay, because a man get a nice car, oh they jump on that, okay. Y'all seeing, maybe y'all seeing it on Facebook, okay, the gold digger pranks, okay, all right. A guy he'll walk up and he will ask them how they doing and certain things, certain questions or whatever, all right, and they'll be like they brushing him off, but then when they see that he has go and open up a Ferrari, okay, a nice sports car, they straightway turn around and walk up to him and say this and say that and all, and they didn't mean this and they didn't mean that. Okay? So you can have plenty, just like you have plenty of these women after materialistic stuff. Okay? And want a man who have money. Alright? Plenty of them is going to be put to death. Okay? And plenty of them is going to do anything when that time comes to be safe. Okay? Alright? So, as I say, many of them is gold diggers. And many of them, like they say, have is she a gold digger or she's a wife material. Alright? But really and truly, okay, majority of the nigger woman, they no good. Alright? Now you have our women as well, who, the Israelite women who know that they are Israel. A lot of them, they have their ways. Okay, with us, we have to line them up as well. Okay, when they go off, talking a lot of fool around their head. Okay, so uh, just like how you have a lot of harlots, all right, because when a woman go with this man and that man and that man, you know, they consider as harlots in the scriptures, all right. You can't find a woman uh, in these times, okay, that is a virgin, unless she probably around 10 years old or so. Okay, and that's over here in the Bahamas. So imagine in Babylon, all right. So you have also you have the women, okay, the so-called independent women, all right, who think that they don't need a man. All right, I saw one little clip a little earlier with a woman, she changing a tire by herself, and men basically walking up to her and asking her, basically offering their help, but she saying no. I get it by myself. You know, many of them women, them like them, they can be put to death. Okay, and us who hope to be a part of the elect, we don't want no flecking woman who already think that they's man. Okay, all right. So just think about it. Okay, about a lot of the women them who easy to get over materialistic stuff like your cars. The minute they see you have a nice BMW or a nice Ferrari or a nice Lamborghini, they then decide you up. They then in their mind they sizing you up, thinking they can, yeah, this guy he have plenty of money, you know. So I gotta get with this guy. All right. Now you could borrow a Lambo, you know. I mean, if you have a good friend and a friend who will lend you their car just to drive around the road and get something, you could say, you know what, let me just let me take a spin for your car with your car to drive it down the road and let me see how it feel, you know. But we know that uh, uh, a lot of guys, okay, who may have them expensive car, they ain't gonna lend you their car like that unless that's your close friend. Okay, now you may borrow your friend car and say, you know what, let me just go take for a stroll, you know. You go park up somewhere, all right, and you go and try to say talk to a girl, okay, and she, play hard to get, but the minute she see you with you driving, all that stuff that going out of their head, okay, that going out all everything what she said to you before, what you trying to get done, that going out of her. She ain't worrying about that no more. What she see is ching ching, okay. So it's the same way how when all of this destruction start happening, okay, all of the chaos start happening, all right. It's the same way how these women them they gonna want a man to be a hiding place. They gonna want to be saved. You see, because when these things start happening, all right, the man who they with now, if they ain't a man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, they can lead them. They can lead them men, and they can try and look for a man who know the truth, who have full truth. Okay, they can be like man, like these guys them being preaching and teaching this word. Okay, and everything what they said come to pass. I want a man. I want a man like that because I want to escape all this destruction. What's gonna happen? Okay, so when you look at the harlot, where Yahweh Shai say, even the harlot and the publicans gonna make it in before those who say Lord, Lord. Okay, like the so-called independent woman. All right, and the woman them. Okay, who don't know the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, who don't respect their husband. Okay, they're gonna be put to death. All right. Let's get Matthew, okay, chapter 21. I'm gonna take it at verse 24. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, I also will ask you one thing, if ye tell me, I and likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, whence it was, whence it once select, whence was it, from heaven or of men? And they reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, Why did ye not then believe him? Okay, verse 26. But if we should say of men, we fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet. And they answered Yahushua and said, We cannot tell. And if he said unto them, Neither I tell you, by what authority I do these things, but what ye think? A certain man had two sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in my vineyard. Okay, now this is a parable which Yahushua is basically going to tell these people, okay, the Israelites. All right, he answered and said, I will not. But afterward, he repented and went. Okay, so keep in mind now, the first son, okay, is father came and he asked him, okay, he said to go and work in his vineyard today. The first son said, man, no, you know. But then again, he repent. He said, you know what? I can go and I can just go and deal with this. All right. The same way, how when our parents ask us to do something, we would say, man, I'm tired, man. Or man, I can do it a little later or whatever. Right? But then again, you thought to yourself, and you say, you know what? Later I may be busy, so let me go and deal with this now. Okay? All right? Verse 29 say, He answered and said, I will not. But afterward he repented and went. Okay, verse 30. And he came to the second and said likewise, telling the same thing. And he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not. So the second son said, you know what? I can tell my daddy again, but I ain't gonna go. You see? All right. Verse 31. Okay, this is the point. Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first. Yahushua say unto them, Verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlot go into the kingdom of the Most High before you. Okay? So just because you see these Christians saying, Lord, Lord, but they ain't taking heed to the word, okay? You will have somebody who never stepped foot inside a harlot house, okay, came up and believed, okay? Just like the I would say like the ghetto woman, okay? Or I'll say like just like how you see these women because they see a car, a man with a nice car, you know, they trip out and fall for that because they think he got money. Okay, it'll be the same thing with these women, okay? Because they want to be saved, they hear this word, they can believe it because they're going to be saved from the destruction what's to come. So therefore they're going to believe. You see? All right? Because see too, in that day, as the scriptures say, a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. Okay? That man, speaking about the Israelite man, are supposed to be a part of the elect. Okay? The man who's out on the highways and byways, all right, prophesying this word. Okay? This is Isaiah 13 and 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Okay? So, these same women who after these men with cars, with nice cars, okay, when you really look at it, they want to be taken care of. Okay? This is why they after these men with cars, with vanity. Okay? But in that day, of the destruction of their calamity, okay, and they with a man who have a nice car, who will get money, that ain't even gonna matter to them no more. Because why? Something is greater, something is of a greater value to them, which is them to escape the destruction. Okay, so they gonna want to be with a man who are a prophet, a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, they're gonna want to be saved then. Okay, all right. So they're gonna want that hedge. All right, just like how you see when the guys them on Facebook or YouTube, they do the prank with the gold digger prank and all that. Okay, just like how they want, just like how they see a guy with a nice car, flashy car, and they say, oh, he get money. That's the first thing going in their mind. So they figured out that hey, all their bills can be taken care of, all this can be be taken care of. Okay, so it's the same thing with what's gonna happen with these women. Okay, they're gonna flock to a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai because why they going to be saved in that day. Okay, they're gonna want that hedge. All right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 32. Okay, and verse 2. A man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So that tempest is talking about destruction. Okay, talking about all the chaos and bad times and all that type of stuff. Okay, because when you see all hell start breaking loose, okay, when you see all hell start breaking loose, these women them, okay, dealing with the man of the Lord, they can be put to death, especially these so-called independent women who saying they don't need a man to change their car tire. They don't need a man to do this and they don't need a man to do that. They can do it themselves. Okay? So they can still have that same stinking type attitude. Alright? So they can want a man to take away their reproach. As the scriptures say, to take away their shame. Okay, so we can go back here to Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay, now, like I said, 7 is a representation, or basically mean completion. Whatever completes that man. Okay, because men have that natural desire to have more than one woman. Okay, as we say, when you see a nice looking woman, your eye go big. It's in the man. Okay, they say surely a man supposed to be, surely a woman, a man could have more than one woman. Okay, even as we know our forefathers had more than one woman. Okay, the 12 tribes come out of 4 women, out of 1 man. Okay, all right. Abraham had more than one wife. David had more than one. Solomon had more than one. Gideon had more than one. Rehoboam had more than one. Esau, the devil, had more than one. Okay. All right. And Rehoboam desired to have even more. More wives. Okay. So whatever completes that man in that day. Okay. And Americas, David, Proverbs 11 and 4. Richest profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. God. So when you see all hell breaking loose, okay, and these women, who would these men would have Lamborghini and Porsche and BMW and all that, that ain't even gonna matter to them no more, because that would be of no value. Okay, in that day, we who hope to be a part of the elect, we can have all the value. Okay, because the scriptures tell you that the Most High said He will make a man more precious than fine gold. You see what type of value that is? All right. So these same women, they can want that, and guess what? They can do anything to be with that man. Okay. They gonna want to be with that man. They just want that man to pop them, and they will buy their own food, their own clothes. They take care of their own self. And guess what? Once you flick and pop them, they'll be loyal to you. Because why? Keep in mind now, they will want salvation. They will want to be safe. So they ain't gonna go and mess that up. And you know how these women them are. Okay? So we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by their name. And our woman will be called by a man's name. When he lay with her. And she become his wife. She take on his last name. Okay? Say to take away, right? To take away our reproach, which is their shame. Okay? Take away their taunt. Alright? Take away their scorn. Alright? Because keep in mind now, even the day we look at these women and women look at women and say, man, look here. These are harlots and bitches and sluts and stuff like that. So when a man of the Lord say take away that, all right. These other women, like the so-called independent women, they can look at them, and they ain't score no more. You see what I'm saying? Because they will be looking for a man to open a man of the Lord receive them. All right. So all of this, okay, all of this will be taken from them. All right. All of their shame, okay, their reproach will be taken of them because they will be with a man of Yahweh, okay, of a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay, and being with a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is basically a representation of taking away the reproach from them, okay. When you see that time come, all right, they ain't gonna be around here flicking dilly dallying with this man and that man, and the world getting ready to end. All hell breaking loose and destruction. You see? And you know the nigga woman will go. They want to be safe. Okay? So they can do whatever just to get with that man. Okay? And as the scriptures say, when they be called by his name, like I say, they will do anything. Alright? Just to be with that man. And then on top of that, they ain't gonna skylark and they ain't gonna mess up their salvation. Okay? That's like if you get a ticket to go someplace beautiful, a one-way ticket, you think you can mess that up? You ain't gonna mess that up, but you can keep that safe. You can keep that sacred, boy. You know, you can keep that sacred. Okay, so these same women, okay, they can keep that. They can keep. Once you live with them and take away their reproach, their shame, okay, they can honor that, and their eyes will be fixed on no other man but the man or their husbands. Okay. All right. So let's get Genesis chapter 30 and 22. Check this. And the Most High remembered Rachel, and the Most High hearkened to her, and opened her womb, and she conceived, and bare a son, and said, the Most High had taken away my reproach. So this same word reproach is the same word in Isaiah 4:1. Okay? To take away shame. Alright? For 24, and she called his name Joseph, and said, Yahweh shall add to me another son. So Joseph means Yahweh has added. Alright, basically the Most High gave her a son to take away her shame. Okay, because back then when a woman couldn't bear a son, okay, that basically she was kind of ashamed. Okay? So this is why the Most High basically bless her to take away that shame from her. Okay, you know what, a woman looking at her and say, man, oh, you can't bear a son, or you can't bear a child. You see? All right, so that shame has been taken away. It's the same thing. Okay, before we be delivered out of this place, when all the chaos and destruction and things start happening, these same woman is gonna flog the man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai so that they can take away their shame, take away their reproach. All right, because they will want to be saved in that day. They're the same were gonna believe. Okay, unlike these faggot Christians, you know, because according to them, they already saved. Okay, they already saved, but yet they're saying they're looking for salvation. I don't know how that's work. All right. So let's go back to Isaiah 4:1. Okay, in that day, 7 women, whatever completes you, shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread." They can wait. They can eat their own food. You ain't gonna take care of them. They can take care of themselves. Okay. Wear our own perils. They can buy their own clothes. All right. Only let us be called by their name. They only gonna want you to just put it on them. Okay. And whenever you feel like you could just put it on them. Okay. To take away our reproach, to take away our shame. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. All right. So with that, okay, Lord will. That was edifying. All right. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash, Shalom, and Baba Ball. From Yashala. Shalom, Akim, Agwadiam on the common board. Shalom to those who've been watching. Okay, stay strong. Shalom.